just for fun, I decided to put on this dress that I used to wear during my tutorials many years ago. And so today I am showing you guys the results of my hair. And if you missed the video yesterday, what I did is I put olive oil in my hair and then I kind of left it on. I said 20 minutes, but I ended up leaving it on, I think like maybe an hour. I also put it in my scalp and it really helped a lot. I had a lot of dryness in my scalp because I did go to the desert, and every time I go I get like really dry skin. Like my elbows get really dry, my legs get really dry, and so I think it really helped. So I am going to style my hair a little bit today because I like this natural wave that I have, but I kind of want to have curly hair today. And usually when I style my hair, I'll like not touch it for a week. And I have a lot going on this week. So um, if I did not have anything going on, I would just leave it like this and probably wear it in like a ponytail or a braid. But I don't know, I just really want to have curly, wavy hair today and for the next couple days. So I'm going to show you guys what I do. I have different methods. I still have a lot of tools from back in the day, like hair tools from when I used to do hair tutorials. But this one is from Remington, and I actually got this one at like, I don't even know, maybe like a drugstore brand. And I have it turned up to, let me see, I guess the number is 20. And that's all. It just has that number setting, and then it has the on and off button. So what I like to do is I take sections and then I use clips to hold the hair in place while it sets, while the curl sets. And that's about it. So I'm going to face this way because I have my mirror right here in front of me. And typically if I'm in a hurry, I will not work in sections. But since I have a little bit of time to sit here and talk with you guys, I will be working in sections. I uploaded a live video about a week ago, and because of the settings on my YouTube app, I accidentally deleted it. And I deleted it because it was showing on one part of the page or the app, it was showing that my video was active, and then it was also showing that it was uploading. So it was like double. And I guess I'm back to being a noob on this app. I was like, why is it uploading and also active? So I went in there and I deleted the one that's being uploaded, and therefore it totally deleted the original video where I was telling you guys what I've been up to lately. And I'm pretty sad because I really poured my heart out with that video, and now it's gone. Okay, so I'm just taking small sections like this, and what I do is I will go like this and kind of like use it like a flat iron to flatten out all of the waves that I have. Have you guys seen that? There's this one TikTok where the husband asks the wife, so you literally smooth out your curls so that you can make more curls? And she's like, yes. And he's like, what? That makes no sense. I always think about that when I'm curling my hair. Okay, so I like my waves to be more toward the ends of my hair, but I think I will bring it here. And then I'm just gonna clip it with one little clip. So I just take a clip and just clip it like that, because it's just a little section of hair. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys kind of a little bit of what I said in the other video, because And if you were here for that video and you've heard this before, you might hear some new details because I don't even remember exactly what I said in that one, but I do remember what I shared. And I think maybe I can share some more details. So back when I was making videos consistently on YouTube and I was doing hair tutorials and I was editing videos, my life was completely different than it is now. Like, I am a totally different person than who I was back then. The difference between now and then is that I was very set in my programs from childhood and from, I guess, some parts of religion that set some programs in my mind and made it very difficult for me to be happy in life. You know, I felt very guilty and restricted and worried about almost every part of my life. Like, I was always worried that I was sinning and worried that I was like doing things wrong. And so I don't know, I just had it was a very stressful time in my life. I also, at the time, I also was married, and I'm no longer married. And I was, you know, at the time I was happily married. So there wasn't anything wrong with that part of my life, but there was definitely a lot of things wrong with me emotionally. And I had to really work on that. And I have been working on it like I would say maybe the last couple years. 5 years I've been working on it. And I think I've been getting better. But back then, when I was doing what I was doing, I was so like stuck on my job that I used to do, which is I used to be a director of human resources. And I was so stuck in that job. Like, I just thought that was like my career, you know? But I was very unhappy. And so when I would sit in the office, I always had these dreams about helping people like in different ways. And one of the dreams that I always had was to be a personal trainer. Like, I really wanted to be a personal trainer. Why? Because I had worked with some personal trainers and I knew what it was like to be someone who didn't really understand the fitness world and was seeking help. And I had a couple of trainers who were pretty amazing, and I was really inspired by them. But then I also had a couple of personal trainers who, you're in corporate now, Christy Hernandez, yes. Yeah, you do. In the corporate world, it's kind of like, it's like an endless cycle. You feel safe because the money comes in consistently, and especially if you have like kids or family and you don't have to worry, it just feels like you feel protected. It's monotonous, yes. But yes, you feel protected and it feels safe and everything is structured for you. But the trade-off is that unless you really enjoy that corporate job that you have, it's not very rewarding. That's not to say that one is better than the other, meaning that doesn't mean that corporate is not good. It just means that in some cases, you can be in that corporate world and not feel fulfilled, but you can feel, the trade-off is you feel safe, and the trade-off is everything is consistent. The trade-off is that it's structured. So it's like, if you like those things, then for you, that's good, if that makes sense. So I never like to say anything is good or bad. It's just whatever works for your lifestyle. But for me back then, for me, it was more important to feel fulfilled than it was to feel safe and structured, if that makes sense. I don't know why I'm like this, okay? So I don't want to make anybody feel the same way that I did, but I was looking for fulfillment. I was looking for ethical rewards, I guess is what it's called. And So anyway, I did not quit my job. I stayed until the doors closed, and I stayed during everything. Like, they sold the business, they sold even the smallest little things, the furniture, everything. I mean, it was scary to go through that because I had worked there for uh, 18 years of my life. So it was really scary to see the whole corporation turn into first a skeleton and then a ghost town. Imagine seeing your building completely empty. Hello, what a pretty dress. Thank you. I'm wearing this dress that I used to wear so long ago, you guys. So anyway, um, the company closed down and I was forced to work from home, and I was hired by the company who bought out the company. And I worked for them for about a year before COVID destroyed them too, and I was let go. So now what? Now rewind a little bit. Meanwhile, during the time that I was working from home and working with the company who bought out the company that I was working for, I wasn't making as much. You know, they weren't paying me as much because I was no longer commuting to the office. It was just a lot less. So I had to supplement, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to supplement it with a job that I've always wanted, and also a job that's going to get me out of the house. This is before COVID. And so, because I was working here at home, sitting on my sofa for like hours, and then not having anywhere to go, and I was finding myself in my bathrobe a lot. And I decided, you know what, I need to do something that's going to get me out of here. And so that's when I started studying for my personal training certification. And meanwhile, I had just become certified for life coaching. Life coaching is very similar to talk therapy. I could actually even be as bold as to say that it is talk therapy. Um, Life coaching is basically when you become a life coach, you become a sounding board for people. So, have you ever talked to a friend about your problems and you're like, and it kind of goes like this: I'm so stressed, work is stressful, my family, we're struggling with this, so and so is sick, and da 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 da. And then your friend relates and they're like, yes, oh my God, me too. I'm going through it. I'm da 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 da. And then you're like, okay, but like, then I'm worried about this and I'm worried about that. And your friend is like, oh my God, me too. I'm worried about this and I'm worried about that. Or sometimes you get friends who will be dismissive and they'll say things like, oh, don't worry about it. Everything will be okay. Be positive and all that kind of stuff. So, as life coaches, we learn not to do those things, like not to be dismissive, not to relate, but more importantly, to really truly learn skills on how to listen, and also to be very skilled in asking introspective questions to the speaker so that they can really basically process what they're going through, process their thoughts, and you can help guide them. Because, sometimes when you're by yourself and you're thinking about all the things that you're stressed about, your mind goes like, right? Goes like all over the place. So as life coaches, we kind of like grab everything for you and we put it down on paper for you so that you can keep talking. And as you're talking, we're coming back to the original topics that you're worried about. Okay, well, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about this? And then we just like work to close the whole thing. So I took the course in life coaching, and I was like, you know what? I want to be able to be a life coach who also helps women. It doesn't have to be women, but mostly women are the ones who want to help themselves on the inside and the outside. And so I took the certification class to become a personal trainer, and I knew that I was going to have to work at a gym. So I applied at the gym where I used to work out, And like I said in my last video, you have to remember, I was working corporate and I was a director of human resources in charge of several employees. I also took on customer service as a department when the customer service director resigned. And so I was pretty swamped back then. And I was pretty responsible for a lot of important tasks. And I don't like to say it this way because it sounds like one is higher than the other, but in the corporate world there are ranks, okay? And so I believe everybody is equal, but I'm speaking in terms of corporate. From being a director of human resources, being laid off, and being rehired as a contractor in human resources, working from home, and to being a basically I started off at the gym as like a trainee. So there I am, freaking 40 something with a bunch of high school and college kids who have like their first gym job. And there I am in my 40s, like taking on this responsibility of being wanting to become or aspiring to become a personal trainer. And you know what? I'll tell you what, I do not regret it in the least. I don't. I don't, because it was such a beautiful experience. Like, I was so happy to go into work every day at the gym. I was like, I can't believe this is my part-time job. I'm having so much fun. I'm going to tell you some of the fun things that I used to enjoy. So there was a couple of trainers there who were skilled in working with clients who, for example, are using a walker. They do a lot of rehabilitation exercises, physical therapy, and that kind of stuff. And so we had clients who would come in who were senior citizens who were in their walkers, or people who had had injuries and they were recovering from, you know, being on a wheelchair for so long, so they had to strengthen their legs. There was a lot of those types of clients, and it was exciting for me because you get to see them progress. You get to see them like get mentally and physically stronger. And the way the gym was set up was the trainers were working out in the center. There was like a center location, and everybody in the gym could see. And so I don't know, to me it was like a ring, and it was like beautiful because people would see the trainers working with those clients, and then the people who are working out, they would see how like over time those clients would just get stronger. So that part was very rewarding. Another thing is, like, during our breaks, we were allowed to work out. Like, what? So like I would get to go during my breaks and go like work out and lift weights, and I'm like, what? Like, I'm not making that much money. I'm not in a corporate world. I don't have a title of director. I'm like, according to ranks, I'm like way at the bottom, you know, the trainee who knows nothing. But I was having such a good time. Like, I really was enjoying my job. And I was trying my best to do like everything perfectly. Like, one of the things that I would do that they call, it's I forgot what it's called, but it's like gym pride or something like that, is the employees are supposed to go around and pick up the weights and clean up the trash from the floor, you know, wipe things down and all that stuff. Nobody likes doing that. Nobody wanted to do that. Guess who liked doing that? It was me. I like doing it because I like having everything organized and cleaned. And so I would like separate the weights by according to the pounds. So I'm like, okay, all the 45s go here, all the 35s, all the 25s, all the 10s, all the 5s. And I would just like go around like, are you done with this? Are you done with this? And then they're like, yeah. And then I would take it and just like, so that gym was like, thanks to me. And I felt so good doing that stuff, guys. That's just me though. I'm not telling you to go do this. I'm just saying that that was my happiness. From sitting at a desk and sitting on the sofa to like being able to enjoy the gym. It was great. So I also learned how to work with different clients and their abilities. So I thought being a personal trainer, because when I would go train with my personal trainers, I would see them training people who are already fit. So I thought personal training was working with people who are already like strong, already capable, but they just need to be pushed. And I was wrong. I actually learned how to work with people who literally have like no balance. I worked with people who have no lower body or upper body strength. I learned how to help people who are dealing with depression. Now, obviously, it's not therapy. I'm not saying that what we do is therapy, and we're definitely not equipped to deal with any type of mental health issues, but I'm just saying that there were some physical effects that came with being depressed. And so I learned how to do certain types of breathing and stretching to help those people out. And it was very exciting. It was a very exciting time. I learned so much. And I also learned from my manager at the time how to deal with clients who seek your help, but then at the end, this is so crazy. Like they don't want it. It's like they want it, but then they don't. So I learned a lot about that too, like that's the psychology behind why they come up to you and ask so many questions, but then at the end they want like nothing to do with you and they actually want you to leave them alone. I don't know if you guys are on TikTok, but there's actually a song about that. It's like, good evening, is this available? Yes, it is. Have you seen that? Please leave me alone, we are sleeping. That's how it is with some clients. Okay, so anyway, so I decided to do that. And then during COVID, um, the gyms closed down. Okay, so here I am again trying to find what to do with my life because of COVID and because, you know, I got laid off and then I got laid off again because of COVID and then I got laid off again because of COVID with the gyms closing. So I started this group. It was a free group because I've always wanted to have a group, but didn't know if I could do it. And I always wanted to do it kind of like online, like Facebook groups. And I was just really unsure about myself. So I started a group on WhatsApp and I just recruited like 5 girls, I think it was. I recruited them and I was like, this is the 30 days no weight gain group. And I'm going to give you guys tasks every day. We're going to try our best not to gain any weight during COVID. And so I started the group. And honestly, I feel like it was a success, but also there were a lot of things that I needed to improve about the group. Myself, not them, but me, and the way that I structured the program. Because I think I made a lot of mistakes in the group, but I learned a lot. One of the mistakes that I made is that I made the group so that they would have no cheat meals for 30 days. So they had to eat clean for 30 days and like drink water and all that stuff. And then the other thing is that I really messed up on is that sometimes I was projecting onto them, like whatever was happening with them, I would assume that it was what happens to me. And I feel like I may have maybe hurt some people's feelings or maybe made them feel guilty. So like if they didn't feel like working out, I would say, oh, you're being lazy, you got to do it this way. And I really learned my lesson. I'm like, okay, you can't talk to clients like that. Like, that's not okay. They weren't my clients. It was a group, but still, I was learning how to treat clients. And so right away with that group, I learned my lesson on how to be helpful without being critical of my clients. And so I have learned to apply my life coaching skills onto my 30-day weight loss group that I started now. So that one was the 30 days no weight gain. And so eventually it turned into what I'm doing now, which is a 30-day accountability weight loss group. Or that's not a group, I'm sorry, it's just a program. And so I have like individual clients who are enrolled in the program, and I help them lose weight. Some of the clients, they're enrolled in a program where they like do all the workouts on their own. So I don't train them online. Oops. And some of my clients get training once a week with me, depending on the package. And some of the clients, they do training twice a week. If they're like very, very beginner and they don't really know how to work out, then I do training with them twice a week. And so far, all of my clients have succeeded in losing weight. Why? Because all I do is I'm just in touch with them all day, like a friend, you know? I am their friend. And I just like check in on them and check in on their emotions and what's going on in their life. Hey, how are you? What's going on? And they're like, oh my God, you know, I want to eat this because this is going on. My, you know, family member said this to me, or this is happening to me. And we just, you know, I don't relate. I don't guilt trip. I don't do anything like that. I just listen, because sometimes people just want someone to just let them. Sorry, I got a call. Let me text my sister. She always calls me. Let me see. Okay. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh, sometimes they just want someone who listens, and that's what I provide for them. So the other thing that I do is I check in on them just to see like what they're eating. So you know how there's that meme that says, I don't need a trainer so much as I need someone to walk around slapping food out of my hand, out of my mouth, or out of my hand. That's me. That's what I do, but I do it virtually. I check in on them and I'm like, hey, what are you eating? And they send me pictures of their food. If I haven't heard from them in a few hours, I'm like, hey, where are you? Have you eaten a snack? Are you eating anything? And then they send me, like I said, they send me pictures of what they're eating. And it makes them feel accountable. It makes them feel responsible, like they have to answer to me. And I'm very friendly about it. You know, I learned my lesson. You got to be nice. People are struggling, and food is such an important and valuable part of our everyday. So it's not nice to judge people on what they're eating, you know? So one of the other things that I do for my clients that they really love is I offer grocery shopping advice. So like if they're at the grocery store and I am not busy, usually I tell them, if you're gonna go and you want me to be there for you, give me a heads up so that I'm available. But if they text me suddenly and I happen to be available, what they do is they text me a photo of what they're eating or what they're gonna buy, and they're like, look, here's the nutrition facts. I wanna eat this. Can I eat this? And then I'll tell them like, you know, that thing it's okay, but for example, it does have a lot of sugar in it. It's going to be detrimental to your goals. You know, you want this as your goal. You probably shouldn't have too much of that. Or if you're going to have it, maybe only have this much. And as an alternative, if you go down another aisle, you can find this. This is a little healthier. It doesn't have as many added sugars, and it'll be more oriented to your overall fitness goals. So things like that, I give them advice on how to shop and what to look for on the nutrition labels. And I encourage them to look up foods that they like. So a lot of my clients, for example, are like, I really like ceviche. Can I have ceviche? And I'm like, yes, of course you can have ceviche. Like, this plan is not meant to, it's not like a keto, you know, or it's not like a, like back in the day it was Atkins, you know, or some kind of not fad diet, but like where you have to be so strict. It's not like that. It's just be in control. That's all it is. And I teach them how to be in control and how to be disciplined. That's it. And I write the meal plan for them so that they kind of have an idea of how I want them to eat. And then from there, they make adjustments to the meal plan according to how they like to eat. I have one client who is eating burritos every day and still losing weight. I have another client who has 2 cheat meals a week and is still losing weight. I have a client who has a cheat day every 2 weeks. So basically, she eats like whatever she wants for an entire day every 2 weeks. So, I mean, it's all available to them, but it's just structured. So you can't just be like a wild child running around and eating whatever you want. Because I mean, whether you're a parent of a child or a fur baby parent, like, you have a dog or a cat, you don't let your children eat whatever they want whenever they want. So why would you let yourself do that? you know? So it's just structure. That's all it is. I'm just teaching you how to be a mommy to yourself, how to take care of yourself, and not just with the way that you eat, but also with how you treat yourself, you know? So I really am super, super, super enjoying what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm literally like helping women be the best versions of themselves, but like I'm there with them, like every step of the way, I am there with them for 30 days. And I actually created a Google document where I have them write reviews of the program. And so far, all my reviews are pretty good. I'm really excited. I like to read them, and I like to make sure, pretty girl, this video has old school vibes. Yeah, because I'm wearing this old school dress. I was like, what should I put on? I never get to wear dresses anymore because of COVID. So yeah, I put this dress on. Thank you. So yeah, I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. I'm really helping these ladies reach their goals, and I feel so good about it. Like, now I'm not working in a corporate world, so it's been a really long time since I've sat in front of a computer, and it's been a really long time since I have felt, I don't even want to say this because it sounds braggy. It sounds like a humble brag, but I'm not trying to brag. It's been a really long time since I felt stressed. I mostly every day feel excited, and I feel happy for my clients. I look forward to their check-in dates, which is usually Sundays. Robotic? Robotic! Yeah, I don't feel robotic. Oh my God, yes, I remember that feeling. Oh my gosh, okay, so let me tell you a quick thing about what I remember about feeling robotic and see if you kind of feel the same way. I feel like when something really makes you upset at work, like let's say you have a coworker or like somebody above you who like runs things, and they're like, can you please do this and do that and do this and do that? And you're just like, but like you literally have to transform into a robot and be like, yes, I will do it right away. Like that kind of feeling. Yeah, I remember that. You have to remove your emotions. And like if you feel tired or sleepy or something, it's like, oh well, you got to keep working. You're a robot. I'm a mail admin and process emailed legal mail. Ooh. But your job sounds very important. Well, okay, well, let me ask you this. If money was no object, what would you be doing? That's the question they ask you in high school, right? To figure out like what you should be doing with your life. Do you know what the answer to that is? Anyone else who wants to answer that, if you guys are here or if you're watching this after I upload it, tell me like what would you be doing if the money was secure and it was coming in the way it does for the corporate world? Or maybe even, let's say somebody offered you a job making double what you make now, doing anything you want. What would that thing be? Even if it's nothing, even if you're like, well, I'd probably just lay around and daydream all day, even if it's that, I would like to know, like, what would you be doing with your life? Because let me tell you something. Can I tell you something about daydreaming? Daydreaming is actually seen as a very negative thing. And I disagree very strongly because daydreaming is how you process everything that's happening to you. I am not sure, but in the pandemic has made me start thinking about that when student loans are paid off. Okay, when student loans are paid off, yeah. You know, it's kind of hard with that. But I want to be a farmer. If you knew me, you'd be shocked by my response, but I recently discovered my calling. A farmer. Well, okay, well, what kind of farmer? Tell me more. I can read your comments, you guys. Especially right now since I'm live, I can actually read it live. Um, so yeah, that's usually what they ask you when you're in high school. Like, what is your calling? Like, what are you supposed to do? Okay, so daydreaming. Daydreaming is actually a beautiful thing because it's how you come up with answers to your problems. Like, have you ever been really stressed and you're just like, I'm gonna go for a walk? Goals. I want to raise them for goats. I want to raise them for milk and create booty for. Oh, yes, I love that. I'm gonna send you all this positive energy so that you can have that dream. Like, please do not stop chasing that. You can totally do that. So daydreaming is just, it's like the way that your mind processes possibilities. So like I was saying, have you ever been so stressed and you're just like, I'm thinking about a problem, I'm gonna go for a walk. And then by the time you come back, you're like, I feel better. And also you might have even come up with the solution because our brains are actually pretty incredible, guys. Our brains are like the most, thank you, Iris, that means so much. I'm stuck working two demanding jobs right now. One is IT, which is completely soul sucking. Aww. Just know that if you use daydreaming, if you write down your daydreams, and if you tell yourself that it's possible for you to have this like within the next whatever time period you want to set for yourself, it's possible. And don't put pressure on yourself. Just make it something that can happen to you. Okay? Don't say it's impossible. It's definitely possible. So usually, you go out on this walk and you are stressed and then you come home and you're like, I feel better. You know why? Because like I was saying, our brains are like incredible computers that actually can solve almost any problem. So like if you have a problem and you quietly ask yourself, like, what is the answer to my problem? Your brain is going to automatically try to solve it. It's just what it does. And so that's why I think I never talk about my dreams, so I appreciate the encouragement. Of course. Of course. So your brain is always going to try to solve your problems for you guys. That's why I don't think that daydreaming is such a bad thing. It's actually a very beautiful thing that your mind does. So if your dream is to be a daydreamer, don't put yourself down for it. Or if you're in a position where you're like, well, everyone around me is already established. I'm already in my whatever age you want to insert here. And I still don't know what I want to do. Like, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I wish somebody told me that because now I'm like in my 40s and I'm doing what I like for the first time. I feel like I'm in that stage that teenagers are in, like when they're trying to figure out what they want to do with their life. I feel like I just passed that. So, I mean, according to society's standards, I am way overdue, but according to my standards, I feel great. I love it. Okay, it's almost time for me to end this, and I will take this down so you guys can see. This part is still kind of warm. I'll let it set a little bit longer. But I totally get that I was lost in my 20s, and when I turned 30, it all came together. I'm 31 now. Yes. It's not about It's not about age. That's just what society says. It's about when you're ready in here. You know, I feel kind of embarrassed to say, but I feel like because of society standards, it makes me feel embarrassed and it makes me feel ashamed. But inside, I feel really young, and I think that has a lot to do with the fact that I am blooming so late. But at the same time, there's positives to that because I'm able to enjoy life as a teenager and here. But I also have a lot of knowledge and wisdom from all of the things that I've been through in my life and the time that I've been here on earth, that I'm able to have better control of my emotions and the things that happen to me while I'm here on earth now, versus when I was in my 20s. I would catastrophize everything or be sad about everything or like see the worst in things. All right, let me see. I'll start taking it down. I love these little clips. I got them at Sally's years ago, and they're just, I love how they help set the curls. Let's see. I hope you guys are enjoying these live videos. I got this bag at Ulta a few months ago. I don't know if any of you guys have this. It's a Estee Lauder. That was like one of their free gifts. It says beauty sleep in a bag. Estee Lauder. I just like the little stars. I'm really into like the space theme. There's this one song that I like. It's called Space Girl. Have you guys heard it? I like it. Like really into like indie music. Okay, this is looking good, guys. Moisturized hair. I love the live videos. Thank you, Tiffany. I'm glad you guys like it. Can I tell you something that I keep saying in all my videos? I'm trying not to focus on it, but it makes me sad to see my numbers, my subscriber numbers go down. Yes, it's so great to see you back on YouTube. Thank you. It makes me so sad, but I know my friend Gabby watches sometimes, and I have a couple of other people who are helping me, and I've mentioned this a few times during the videos, but it's okay because I know the ones who are staying with me are the ones who are enjoying this, and this is what I can do for now. You know, this is the situation that I'm in for now, and who knows. And I do take a little bit more time to upload on TikTok. If you guys are ever on TikTok, that's like my obsession right now. I'm on there like almost every day, and it's just so easy to edit. Like I will upload something and edit in like, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes. I don't even know. It's just so easy. Let me see. Is this still warm? This is still pretty good. I'm almost done. I'm really excited. And I'll brush them out in a little bit. Ooh, pulled on that one too hard. I just realized you did these. Yeah. I started the new year just kind of like testing it out. And then I quickly stopped because I was like, oh my God, I just lost like 200 followers from uploading a live video. And then I uploaded again, and then I lost another 100. And then every time I upload, I lose like 100. So it's kind of scary because I still have the program in my mind that I have to be focused on numbers here on YouTube. But then I have to remind myself, like, I'm not going to do this for numbers. You know, I'm just going to do this for the sake of connecting with you guys and showing you what I'm up to, and not letting that feeling stop me from uploading. Okay, so I just finished curling it, and now I'm just gonna take my brush. I'm just gonna brush it through. Sometimes if I feel like the curls are too much, I will just take a little bit of water, not a lot, just a little bit, and I will like mist my brush and then just kind of brush it out. But these are actually okay. They're not too bad. They're not too crazy. And then as the day goes on, they'll kind of like turn into waves. I think by tomorrow they should be a little more wavy. What do you guys think? You like them? They're like, they're soft. They look soft. They're not too much texture. I like it. And so now from here, I can style it into a ponytail, or I could just leave it like this, part it in the middle. That's kind of cute. Oh, I like it. What do you guys think? I just used this curling iron. It's the Remington curling iron. Let me see what it says. Yeah, it's just, I think I got this at the drugstore, like I said in the beginning of the video. And probably looks beautiful. Thank you, Lauren. This might be a 1/2 inch or 1 inch. So yeah, this is my hair. And that's what I've been up to, guys. So if you want to see like more of what I post daily, you can find me on TikTok. I'm under Iris, IRIS, the letter E, Coach, COACH, which by the way is also pronounced Irise Coach, and then Iris E Coach, which is like I'm your coach electronically, life coach, nutritionist, personal trainer. And then I'm also on Instagram under Iris E Coach _. So IRIS, the letter E, Coach, COACH, and then the little underline. And that one is my Instagram handle. So yeah, so this is my hair after I used olive oil on it yesterday. And if you want to see that video, I uploaded it yesterday. And this is it today. So tomorrow, I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably just come on and talk to you guys and maybe just put my hair up in a ponytail while I'm talking to you guys. I don't really like to do a lot to my hair because I feel like it really damages. And I've already curled it the day I moisturized it. So I want to kind of keep it, like leave it alone. Maybe tomorrow I'll talk to you guys about how to keep your hair healthy and how to make it grow. What do you guys think? If not, I'll think of something else to talk about. But okay, let me show you guys what it looks like. Hopefully you guys were able to see that. There you go. It's a little bit frizzy. I might put some anti-frizz in it in a little bit. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for visiting me, and I will be back soon with another live video. Bye.